What's up, guys? Chris Campbell here with Hendrix, and today we're going to be talking about the elements of the big idea. So, you might have heard me talk about the big idea before in other videos, other articles, and things like that. And you've probably heard me say this, that you're not going to be able to make money from your paid advertisements or your traffic, and you're not going to be able to convert traffic into leads without a big idea. Nobody's going to listen to your offer without a big idea. Nobody's going to listen to your sales letter or your video sales letter or opt into your webinar or any of these things without having a big idea first. And I'm not talking about a big idea when it comes to your product. I'm not talking about a big product idea. I'm not talking about something big in your market or anything like that. What I'm talking about is a big marketing idea. And this is something that's very indirectly related to your service. So I'll get into it and you can kind of see the elements of what is a big idea. And a really good big idea is portrayed in the first, couple sentences of your campaign, within the headline and the subheader and the first few sentences of your advertisement or whatever you're using to drive traffic. Your first handful of words and sentences is going to contain the big idea. So, first of all, let's talk about the rule of one. Okay? Your campaign should not have a mix of a bunch of mediocre ideas. It should have one really, really, really great idea. So, today and tomorrow's video is going to be all about the big idea and how to come up with one and the formula behind it and the elements behind it. So let's get into it. Now, first of all, one of the major elements of a big idea is that it has to have a big, believable promise of transformational results. So there's some type of before and after picture where the person changes and transforms. They have a problem, now they solved it, and that needs to be within the big idea. The second important element of a big idea is it needs to be unique. It needs to be original, unexpected, different from what the prospect's seen before, new, and it needs to be a pattern interrupt, seemingly incongruent, right? So this is how you make them feel like they've never heard this information before. They never received this knowledge before. Okay? And we all have this thing in the front, or in our brain called the croc brain or the reptilian brain. And the way your reptilian brain makes decisions is with emotions. And so even though your big idea might have some intellect behind it and it might be really have a lot of scientific proof behind it, it doesn't matter. The croc brain or the reptilian brain is not going to listen to the idea and not going to listen to your product or service without shocking them and interrupting their pattern so that they actually listen and they're open to new information. The big idea must be very, very specific. It must be concrete. It must be tangible. The big idea needs to be arresting and startling and shock them out of their complacency. The big idea needs to be easy to grasp, needs to have instant appeal. Avoid the curse of knowledge. Don't talk too much. Don't explain things too much. It needs to have that mystery behind it. Simplicity encourages belief. Some of the few other elements here. It needs to generate a huge supply of supporting fascinations. So a lot of these guys have these fascinations with certain things. If you write those down, this is going to depend on your avatar and your buyer persona. But if you know what those fascinations are, you could contain one or two or three of these within the big idea. You want to validate and fascinate. Okay, big ideas are infused with powerful, believable, and unique proof, usually social proof or authority or a track record. Reveal a new mechanism to achieve promised result. This mechanism, we call this the unique mechanism. It's part of the idea formula. The big idea vibrates and glows. You'll instantly feel it in your gut. It should trigger the proverbial light bulb going on in your brain when you see it, and it should generate the same effect when you pitch it to others. You should be able to describe your big idea in 2 to 3 sentences. All right, now, if you write down your prospect's desires and fears, write down the content theme of your entire funnel or your entire campaign, then write down the big news or upcoming event or the prediction about your industry or what you're talking about in the campaign. And if you write all 3 of these ideas down, you could find a really, really, really big idea and extract it from those 3 concepts right there. So that's a really good exercise to do. So you start with the desires and fears, write those down. Then you go to the content theme and just kind of describe the theme of your content throughout the whole funnel. Then write down the big news or upcoming event or prediction, either in your industry or within the funnel or within your system. And you could extract a really, really big idea from those 3 things. So I hope you enjoyed today's video about the elements of a big idea. Tomorrow's video is going to be really special because we're going to be talking about something we call the big idea formula. How do you come up with these big ideas? How do you really know if it's truly a big idea? And how do you kind of create one from scratch and extract it from your content or your sales letter? Well, tomorrow we're going to show you how to do that with something called the big idea formula. And it's an actual equation that you could use to come up with your big idea and make it really, really easy. Because if without these formulas I'm going to show you tomorrow, the big idea is like writing a hit song. It's very hard to come by. But these formulas make it a very, very easy task. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed making it. Until then, talk to you soon, guys. Take care.